Good morning, Chimkins. Today is actually a very special day because I'm going to be recreating my secondary school makeup look. Back in the day, I didn't know how to do my makeup, especially my eyebrows. We'll get into that. So I decided to share with the internet how badly I used to go in public, like every single day. Because honestly, at this point, it's just funny and you wouldn't believe it.
You would not believe your eyes.
And can't wait to make fun of myself. To anyone that went to my secondary school, I am so sorry that you had to look at me. And I am no
James Charles
myself, but I can confidently say that my makeup has improved throughout the years, and hopefully you'll be able to see the difference. Okay, let's begin, but first I need to take my makeup off. I bet that transition was sickening. So in year 7, the start of secondary school, I used to always say to myself,
I'm only gonna wear makeup on Fridays.
and by makeup I mean only mascara. Because basically I thought that I was going to get in trouble for wearing like mascara. So I was like, you know what, if I wear it on Friday and I get in trouble, then like it won't really matter, because the next day it will be Saturday and I wouldn't see them on Saturday. So I was like, you know, I don't know what I'm talking about, but that was my logic.
I'm so creative like that.
Well, anyway, that only lasted a month because little Vicky started to crave attention. I wanted to be popular. I wanted to be the next Supreme. I wanted to be the next Brooke from LP is Popular. And basically all popular girls from my school would wear makeup, and you know, I wanted to be like them, so I took notes. I took my mum to Superdrug and I made her buy me a foundation because that's what they had. So she gave me some money and she let me pick out the foundation that I wanted, and I picked the orangest shade that I could find. Why? Because all the popular girls were orange, so I thought that's just how it had to be. I literally thought the whole point of foundation was to look tanned. And in year 7, I wasn't watching any makeup tutorials because boring. The only YouTuber that I watched was PewDiePie, and obviously he wasn't going to tell me to match my foundation to my skin, you feel me? So the only inspo and guidance I had was from the girls at my school. In year 7, I used the Mousse foundation in the shade, I don't know, tangerine. And in year 7, I didn't have any makeup brushes, so I would just scoop the foundation with my hands and use my hands to rub it on my face. I also didn't wash my hands, which was great. I don't know if they still do that foundation, but basically I couldn't find it, so I bought the closest shade that I wore. That is definitely my shade. I also convinced my 2 friends to get the same foundation as me, because I was like, oh my god, it's so good, like so good for your skin, it feels amazing. But like in reality, I had no idea what I was talking about. And every single break and lunch, me and my 2 friends would go to this like small field that we had at our school. We would sit down in a little circle. It wasn't really a circle, it was more of like a triangle because there was only 3 of us. And we would basically just watch the year 11s play football while putting on this foundation without a mirror in front of them, thinking we were so cool. Like, oh my god, like yeah, like we're wearing makeup, like watching the boys play football. We were thinking that the year 11s, aka 16-year-olds, would like basically madly fall in love with us because we were putting on makeup. Like what? Like just imagine these 16-year-old boys playing football and just seeing these 12-year-old orange girls looking at you, caking their face in foundation every single day. And after break, we would literally just go back to lesson looking like this. And sometimes we would have like a football print on our faces from where the football hit us. We would just go back to lesson looking like that. Like that's so embarrassing. And you're probably thinking, Vicky, why didn't you just go to the bathroom and put your makeup on there? And the answer is pretty simple. Basically, number 1, where are the boys? And second of all, the year 11 girls were there and they were really intimidating, so there's no way we were gonna put on our makeup like next to them, you feel me? So throughout year 7, this shade and like really clumpy mascara is all I wore, and I thought I looked so cool and so good and so scrumptious, like what? But after year 7, I got rid of this, thank god, and I would actually match my foundation. It still wasn't good, but it was actually my shade, and what I would do is I would just get a brush, which I got really cheap from Amazon, and I would just apply it like this, and it was so patchy and so like stripy and so gross, but at least it was my shade. So then year 8 approached and I was like, you know what, foundation just isn't doing it for me. So I was like, you know what, time to step on the gas. And this, ladies and gents, is where it goes downhill. This is when I started to get into eyeshadow. This is actually my very first proper eyeshadow palette, which is so crusty. And every single one of these shades is glittery. None of these are mattes, which is like so appropriate for school. So I would use this brush. As you can see, it's sellotaped because it's old as hell. But yeah, keep in mind that I thought that this was a blending brush. I would go with this shade right here, the little brown sparkly one, and I would just put it all over my eyelid. No primer, nothing, because what the hell is primer? And as you can see, I use that one a lot because it has a little dent in it. Sorry. So I would just, you know, do this and I would just put it on my eyelid. Just like that. And I thought it looked so good. I would put it on like this and I would blend it like that. As you can see, it's not blending. Why? Because this isn't a blending brush. I would literally walk around like this and everyone would be like, oh my god, your eyeshadow isn't blended. And I would be like, yes, it is. Like, what are you talking about? It's literally blended. Like, I used a blending brush. What are you talking about? Like, I didn't. And the reason I thought that this was a blending brush is because it is called smudge brush. And I thought smudge equals blending. Like, in what world? Actually, let me give you a little comparison. So this is a blending brush and this is not. Can you see the difference? Like, look how fluffy this is and then look how stiff this is. And I thought that these two were the exact same thing. So anyway, at school, I would just walk around like this with this eyeshadow line, which was not blended. And literally everyone would tell me to blend my eyeshadow and I was like, it is blended. Next, it was time for eyeliner. Back in the day, I used to use the matte pot one, which I don't use anymore because it's trash. It just dries up so quick. Basically, I have like really hooded eyes. So what I normally do is I just like do a triangle here, triangle there, and I don't connect it like fully because it just looks better like that, you know? But back in the day, I didn't know this technique. So this is what I would do. I would start off like this and I would just drag it across my eye. Like that. And I thought that looked so good. And then I would just finish it off with a little tiny little flick, which most of the time wasn't even sharp, and I would literally walk around like this. Also, the other eye just wouldn't be matching it. Like this eye and this eye would be completely different. They would be completely different shapes, which honestly just like added to the look. Oh my god, it's so cute. Now this is where it gets even worse. So one day in food tech, my friend came up to me and she was like, you know what, you do your makeup so heavily and you don't do your eyebrows. You should probably do your eyebrows. And I was like,
What? Eyebrows? Like, people do their eyebrows?
and honestly, she should have just sat there and ate her food because this is where my eyebrow phase began. We are going to be recreating this photo today. I thought I looked so good. Do you know what inspired this photo? Kylie Jenner. Like, can you see the resemblance? It's just so clear. But yeah, that is how I used to wear my eyebrows every single day. And I thought it looked so good. Basically, I went through multiple eyebrow phases. So I went through the powder phase, then the thick eyebrow phase, then the thin eyebrow phase, and then back to the thick eyebrow phase. Yeah, but we are going to recreate the thick eyebrow phase because that's the one I wore the most. Right now, I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills brow pomade, but back in the day, I used like some Superdrug one, which is the same thing, to be honest. The only problem is that with the Superdrug one, it dries up a lot quicker than this one, but like between you and me, it's like the exact same thing. So anyway, let's zoom you in again. So I would get my brow pomade, like properly get in it, and I would start from here. Oh yeah, just like that. And I would drag it across my eyebrow like that. Then I would dip in again and do the top one. Just like that. And then I would dip it again and complete the dot to dot. Then I would just fill it in. And the reason I did this is because I hated my normal eyebrow shape, but I was like way too scared to like pluck my eyebrows. So I would just go over them and make them as thick as possible and just create my own eyebrow shape. That is so cute. I didn't conceal it, obviously, because I thought concealer was the same thing as foundation. So I was like, I already put on foundation. Like, what's the point of putting concealer on if I already have foundation on? Jesus Christ. And obviously, as you can tell, I got bullied a lot for obvious reasons. And everyone would tell me, oh my god, you need to fix your eyebrows because they are horrendous. And I was like, they are fine. They literally look fine, guys. Like, they don't, but okay. And I got bullied for this, but obviously not enough. Like, why didn't anyone beat me up? Like, if I saw myself now, I would honestly square up with myself because this is not okay. Okay, next we have mascara, and I would literally clump my lashes so that they're fat and big and juicy. And you're probably wondering what inspired these fat, juicy, luscious lashes, and it was Marina Joyce. You know that girl that everyone thought was kidnapped? Her. But like from like a few years ago. Basically, this is the video that inspired me. And I was like, oh my god, her eyelashes are so long and so pretty. Like, I want that. When in reality, it was just clumpy. Also, what you want to do is you want to get it on your eyeshadow as well, because I did that a lot and I wouldn't wipe it off because I was like, oh my god, I spent so much time on eyeshadow, I just don't want to wipe it all off. When in reality, I should have just like wiped my whole face off. This video isn't even a joke. Like, I actually looked like this. Next we have highlight. I used this one. It's liquid. I don't use it anymore because it's not good, but I would just do this, put on my nose like that, and then on top here, and I thought it was just so nice and so shiny and so pretty, when like in reality I looked like a clown. I would also put it on my cheeks, obviously with my finger like that, and I would get this brush, I would squeeze it like this, and I would just blend it like that. Like, that is so ugly. And this is the completed look.
If you don't know me, I'm M to the B. Coming in hard, you better watch it. So do you think you're the only girl doing grime? M to the B.
Like, this is literally how I would walk around. Like, I thought I looked so good. Honestly, Jesus, take the wheel. Everything in this video that I did, do not do ever. You're gonna get bullied, which, like, to be honest, isn't even like a bad thing, because like bullying builds character development. So honestly, do this, recreate this, tag me. I would love to see your results. Did I become popular? No, like, obviously, come on, absolute clownery love. But if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and make sure to subscribe. All my social medias will be down below if you want to follow me. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I will hopefully see you in my next video. Bye.